Man, did J. Cole just let Nas down again? Might delete later. I'm actually deleting later. Like, all right, y'all. So J. Cole has officially bowed out of the battle of the big three by apologizing to J. Cole at his Dreamvillefest performance. To give you guys a brief summary, J. Cole pretty much said that he was influenced by his friends and the hype behind Kendrick's Like That verse to put out a response diss track, and that it never felt right to him, and that it was the lamest and goofiest shit he's done in his life, and that he believes Kendrick is one of the greatest of all time. He even said that he wanted to take the diss track 7 Minute Drill off of streaming services. Now, you know, it's not quite what I expected. I never really thought J. Cole and Kendrick were really beefing. I always felt like Kendrick's verse was geared towards Drake mostly anyways. But, the big three part, that's definitely him saying to J. Cole and Drake, like, I'm the man. You guys are below me, right? So I could, as an MC, like, you got to respond to that shit. So I have two perspectives on this whole situation with J. Cole apologizing. And the first one is that as a man, I respect him, for being self-aware and coming out in front of the whole world and showing his respect to Kendrick, showing humility and being honest and admitting that this was a mistake and he shouldn't have done it. Like, I respect him as a man for doing that, right? Like, when we make mistakes in life, we always want to be able to reflect on it and correct those errors and admit to ourselves when we're wrong, right? Commendable. My second thoughts on this whole thing as an MC, this is the biggest L in J. Cole's career right here as an MC. Not as an artist. As an artist, J. Cole is one of the greatest of all time. Classic records, classic verses. One of my favorite artists. I'll never take that away from him. But as an MC, this has put a huge dent in his armor, and the way I look at J. Cole as an MC, I have to admit it has changed quite a bit. And I do think this hurts his legacy as an MC, not an overall artist, but as an MC, battle, raps, all that shit. The reason why I say this hurts his career as an MC is because J. Cole has been on an historical run the last few years, like killing verses, killing other artists on their tracks, having multiple verse of the year candidates, and has been arguably the best rapper as of recently, right? In terms of output, in terms of like actually putting records out, and in those verses has been a lot of bars about being the best and daring any MC to step up and try to challenge him, right? And to make matters worse, he does a track with Drake, first person shooter, proclaiming that he and Drake are the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other, basically saying they're the two GOATs of this era, they're the best of this era. Now, he had to have known, with all these little spicy lines he's been saying, poking his chest out, peacocking, and then going on tour with Drake and having this song first person shooter, saying him and Drake are the best. He had to have known other MCs are going to take offense to that to some degree. Like, maybe not offense, or just take that as a challenge. Like, okay, you guys think you're saying that you and Drake are the best, but what about us? Of course, Kendrick's going to look at that and be like, the conversation is the big three, Cole, Kendrick, Drake. You're trying to say it's just me and Drake. It's just J. Cole and Drake. So Kendrick comes out and he's like, nah, fuck that. There's not even a big three. It's just me, really, at the end of the day. I'm the best. Period. You guys are talking out of your neck. All that shit. I really do think a lot of Kendrick's Like That verse is a response to first person shooter, them going on tour together, being buddy and acting like Kendrick doesn't exist all of a sudden, like it's just them two running the game. So if you're gonna say you're the best, then nobody can challenge you, no one can test you. If anybody steps up, like J. Cole's been saying the last few years, Kendrick challenged you. Here is your chance to prove yourself, right? This is your chance to prove if you're really that great of an MC. You're saying you belong in the top three. You belong at the top. You are the best, you're even saying. Somebody just told you straight up you're not. He is. So it's your job now to tell him and put him in his place. right? And then J. Cole responds with a mediocre diss track, 7-minute drill. And something about it just felt wrong. It just wasn't up to par with what J. Cole has been doing recently. Even if you listen to Might Delete Later, that is literally the weakest track on there. It's the weakest verse from him. It's the weakest performance, right? So it's a missed opportunity for J. Cole to really show he's the best in that sense. So now for J. Cole to come out at Dreamvillefest and say, you know what, I apologize. All that shit I said is whack. I don't believe it. And I'm taking the diss track down. It's just like, bro, you basically just bowed down to Kendrick and said, yo, you are the best. I'm not even trying to do it. And okay, maybe he's not saying that. Maybe he's just saying he stepped out of line. Him and Kendrick have a relationship, this and that. But I told you guys on the last episode, Kendrick is not the one for this shit. Kendrick is the one that dropped Control saying, I'm trying to kill everybody. Kendrick is the one that said, I am the best. Fuck the big three. It's just big me. Right? And what this does to J. Cole now is like, it's like, what happened to all that bravado? All that I'm the best. You know what I mean? It's like, now I don't even want to hear J. Cole say he's the best on a track anymore. Like, I don't want to hear him say I could kill any MC. Like, he has to remove those bars now. Like, every time he says that shit, we're all gonna giggle. Like, we're gonna chuckle every time he says I'm the best. I kill any rapper. Da da da. You know, it's kind of over for those type of bars now. You know, if to me personally, if J. Cole really felt conflicted and felt like, you know, Kendrick's his friend or he doesn't want to go at Kendrick, he just should have said, listen, I heard your track. You think you're the best? Nah, I'm the best, and here's why. And he should have just went off for like 7 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever, and just lyrically killed it, showing why he's the best without making any attacks to Kendrick's discography or any personal attacks. Because J. Cole said himself, you know, I was trying to find an angle and da-da-da. And I said on my last episode that discography, those bars about Kendrick's discography were foolish because everyone knows Kendrick has one of the best discographies. You know what I mean? So it's like you're saying something in a track you don't even believe. And then you're going back and saying, I fucked up, I regret it, da-da-da. So to me, overall, this just solidifies that J. Cole is the number 3, right? And it's either, depending who you are, depending what you believe in, it's either Drake or Kendrick number 1 and 2, and J. Cole's 3. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Jay-Z had respect for Nas, but he still went at his throat, and vice versa, right? Like, that's how you have to do it. If you're trying to be the best, it's a competition. That's how it goes. If this is an NBA game, you know, Kobe can't be like, or LeBron can't be like, yo, Kobe, I respect Kobe so much, so I'm not gonna drop 40 tonight. Nah, man. If I'm going up against Kobe and I'm LeBron, I have to show out. I have to go off. You know, and Top Dog's son Musa, shortly after J. Cole's apology at the Dreamvillefest, Musa said he posted the "It's Too Late to Apologize" song by One Republic. So basically saying like, not trying to hear that, and that's Top Dog's son saying that shit. So I don't know. Maybe Kendrick already has something loaded and ready to go. But we'll see, man. We'll see if Kendrick's gonna be merciful, like if he's gonna, you know, take it easy on Cole, or if he's gonna say, yo, nah, fuck that. You already made the mistake. It's too late for that shit. But overall, it's J. Cole number 3 and either Drake or Kendrick for 1 and 2. They got to go at it now for us to see who's the best, really, the best MC. Drake posted on his Instagram a writing book next to an NBA championship trophy. So whatever that message, that cryptic message is, we'll see. But the pressure's on for Drake now. Pressure's on. I think he knows that he's off tour now. Like, Drake knows he has to respond. He has to respond, or it's the same thing for him. There's no more talking about being the best. He can have the most hits, he could do all that, but as far as being the best MC, he has to respond to Kendrick. You know, the crown is on the line, man. So let's see who's gonna take it.